단테님은 목숨이 여러 개인가 보다.
Good evening, you little fucks. Today's the big day. It's the big day. It's Canto 6 time. And more importantly, it's Little Sir Squirrel time. That's the only thing I really know about Canto 6, is that Little Sir Squirrel is here. And I'm ready. I am ready. Hello. I also have, if you have noticed, a tiny Heathcliff with me today. You know, for Canto 5, we had that little Ishmael on screen. I was, like, squishing her a whole bunch. Yeah, today we have Heathcliff, but instead of treating him with love, like I did Ishmael, I squish him. The big day's in 1 to 2 days. What's in 1 to 2? What's in 1 to 2 or 2 to 3 days? Huh? 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 Sorry. But yeah, brother, I am excited. I'm giddy. I'm filled with joy and delight. Can you not tell by my, by the cadence of my tone? I am oh so happy, so joyous. Oh, the new interval. Right. Let's hope. Well, I can't get there that fast. So I'll have something after Canto 6. Have I looked at this? Wait, pause. What's this mini? I didn't see this earlier. Oops. Oops. Is it traffic sucks no matter which nest we go? I've been traveling at a snail's pace through the extreme congestion of the nest for several days now. I'm honest, I'm not gonna read this. I'm just gonna go. I'm just gonna fucking go. Well, I'm not gonna read it out loud. I am reading it. Just not out loud. I don't want to do the voices right now. I'm saving for Canto 6. Let me see how fast I can read. You know what? I'll look at this later. I'm too excited. I'm too excited. I'm too excited for Canto 6. I can't. I'm sorry. I can't. I do it. I can't do it. I can't do it. I can't do it. I can't. I hope we get Heathcliff and Ishmael straight yaoi. I don't care what anyone says, that is yaoi and that is also Yuri at the same time, but it is not straight. You have to understand me. Why is the beginning of Heathcliff's thing called Wuthering Heights, but Ishmael wasn't called Moby Dick? That would have been funny as hell. That would have been funny as hell. I'm just looking at the little Heathcliff.
돌아와, 히스.
Ooh. Ooh.
보랏빛 꽃만이 유일한 아름다움으로 남아있는 그 저택으로.
Violet and purple.
폭풍으로 뚫린 균열 사이로 모든 온기가 빠져나갔던 그 저택으로. 너에게 삶을 내어준 대신 모멸감과 무너짐을 안겨주었던 그 저택으로. 난로불 가운데가 아닌 차가운 모퉁이 어기만이 네 자리였던 그 저택으로. 황야에서 돌아와.
The moors.
이제 집으로 올 시간이야.
Ooh. 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 Is that Catholic? Is that Catholic? Catherine? This is what T-Corp's nest looks like. We had surprisingly little trouble making it past the nest's borders. I guess my concerns were unfounded. Well, somehow we made it through this nest checkpoint without any trouble. Dawn! Ahem, it is nothing! Forsooth, such wild compliments are unnecessary, says I. But we didn't say anything?
다 컸어 이제.
She's grown so much. I mean, I assume the new interval was at least pretty soon because the Otis ID, I don't know, I couldn't think of it for a second. I was like, Yeg. I'm guessing it's coming with the update that comes like in, 2 days. Everyone seemed awfully relaxed for having just entered a different nest. I guess everyone's gotten used to this by now. Humdrum, routine. I guess they'd be words to describe the general sentiment among the sinners. Except for one, that is. Heathcliff! We're headed to this place called Wuthering Heights next, right? I could tell from Heathcliff's glum expression that his mind was weighed down by all kinds of complicated concerns. Yeah. Those eyes were staring at the moving scenery past the windows. His mind was affixed on something that his eyes couldn't see. Something that lay beyond the building walls. Isn't Heathcliff's chapter called The Heartbreaking? Yeah. I have a feeling I know what's gonna happen. Heartbreak. Wuthering Heights. Manor must have been built on one windy hill, huh? Yeah, bloody wuthering like its namesake. I don't know what wuthering means. I thought that was a made-up word. I'm gonna be real honest with you. I thought Wuthering Heights, or like wuthering, was a made-up word. Not a single corner of that place gave any comfort. Heathcliff's voice carried an unusually dark tone. The other sinners on the bus noticed us and began chatting him up. A return to one's homeland must bring forth quite the tangled mass of emotions. Homeland? Well, I wasn't born here. I was raised here. I suppose I could still count as a homeland in a way. But it doesn't conjure in me the same feeling that a homeland is supposed to. Made up like Asriel Tepes. I just fade away and the stream is silent for the next 2 hours. Oh wait, you know what I want to do? I don't know why, but I want to put on the veil. I don't know. I didn't want to. I have no idea how many times I imagined it, played it out in my head, returning to that bloody man, smashing every little thing in its place to bits till there is nothing left. Okay, bye-bye. Hetsamega. Welcome. Welcome to the shit fest. Welcome to the shit fest. Okay, so you'll smash everything to bits. Then what? Did you really learn nothing from watching what I went through at the lake? I did learn something. Yeah, you guys learned that you like to kiss. Heath Mayo. If I ever lose the plot and push myself to the brink of no return, I trust that one of you louts. I was like, Lotus? Louts will pull me right out of it.
뭐
Are you giving us permission to beat the sense back into you?
두들겨 패서라도
Yeah, if that's what it takes.
어디까지 허용이 되지?
Interesting. How far are we allowed to go with bodily harm? Amputation? Nerve mutilation? Ryoshu, what do you mean by nerve mutilation? What does that entail? Ugh. Okay then. Maybe we can at least smack his head really hard?
아니 이 새끼들
Alright, you cheeky bastards. The British speak!
나한테 쌓인 걸
Seriously, this ain't an
아니라고.
invitation for you to use me as your emotional punching bag. I'm not in the mood to.
그래도 지금의 히스클리프 씨라면 잘 해낼
Still,
것
I think your
같다는
present
생각이
self can do
들어요.
this, Heathcliff. Hong Lu starts jerking. No, I'm not gonna make that joke.
뭔 소리야?
어?
지금이라니.
What do you mean by my present self?
지금의 히스클리프 씨는
Heathcliff, your
가난하고
present self
남은
is
아무것도 없잖아.
deprived. You're poor, and you don't have anything left.
뭐?
What?
난
Poor?
이제는 아예
Right, now
대놓고
you're skipping past the
시비걸
pleasantries and going
들어
straight into personal
내가-
insult, yeah? I'm...
아, 아니,
Oh,
오해가 있으신 것
I think
같아요.
you took my words the wrong way. Hong Lu is far from the most talkative sinner, but when he does speak, he usually has something insightful to say, in heavy quotation marks. Though since he never says it in a way that's immediately obvious, his words are very prone to misunderstandings.
저희는 모두
In a way, we're
가난해요.
all deprived,
그러니
and that can change a lot of
예전과는 많은 게
things.
달라졌을 거예요.
Maybe there are things that we can understand only when we're
어쩌면
left with
가진 게
nothing.
아무것도 없을 때가 되어서야
When your friends
몰랐던
expose nerves, funny
깨달을 수도
prank.
있으니까요.
Get pranked, loser.
가난하여서
Does that poverty explain our current unsightly lack of colorfulness? Don Quixote looked mournfully at everything around her, then at herself. She sounded like she was about to cry. Everything had been drained of color since the moment we entered T-Corp through the back streets. Back streets, back. Alright. Justin Timberlake was arrested. Feels even more of our color has been taken away since
그
then.
얘기 언제 하나 했어?
I was wondering when we'd bring that up.
대체
We'll get our
언제까지
colors
이런
back
식으로 다녀야 하는
soon.
거야?
If we go into, well, I think we're already in the nest. I was about to be like, if we go into the nest and we get our colors back, suddenly I'm gonna be like, those motherfuckers.
나는 생각을 한 게 불과
Or
몇 시간
so I thought,
전인데.
like 10 hours ago.
가도 원상
Are we gonna be
되지
colorless
않잖아.
forever? Are we gonna be
이대로
stuck
평생
in this
칠흑하기만
gloomy
살아야 하는
hue
거야?
for the rest of our
이러면
lives?
식욕도 떨어져.
Seriously, nothing looks
의지가
tasty in this
없어진다고.
sepia hue. I'm starting to lose even my will to live.
고기를 먹어도
Everything's in that sickly brown hue.
보인다고.
Guys, even meat looks downright rotten in this color.
갑자기 너무 건너뛴 것
That's a bit of an
같잖아.
overreaction, isn't it?
그리고 저 사람들은
I mean, what about those guys? They've got color in their clothes. With an annoyed look, Roger gestured towards the people outside the bus.
개개인분들께 해드린 답변을
A sufficient amount of payment must be made in order to retrieve your colors.
색깔을
It must be
돌려받으면
emphasized that this question has been repeatedly answered on 23 separate occasions.
저 정도로 색깔을 돌려받은 거면
The underrated Raja on personality reveal. We love Raja! I love Raja! Well, let me have a gander. His coat, his trousers.
저 새끼
That
별로
bloke's not even
사이즈도
that
못
loaded.
보면서 허세만
He's only
있는
trying to
거야.
come off as though he is.
진짜
No top
부자들은
spare, no cash to get even a single color back.
색깔이 되찾거든.
Even to their trivial trinkets like the rims of their glasses.
히스클리프 씨도 이곳에 살고 있을
Did you
동안
also have to live without color when you lived here, Heathcliff?
아니,
No, the
저
manor
때가
had
어느
some
정도
color.
여유였어.
Yeah.
그래도
Oh, it was still far from
여전히
vibrant.
시골인 곳이.
동의 구려.
Agreed, this is the color of shit. Blood should have remained red.
그런데 저 자식 말이야. 저렇게
Or Saad's gonna
어설프게
get himself
색깔을
jumped
가진
wandering around with that look.
괜히
There's just enough color to
뒤통수가
invite the
나올
bandits,
텐데.
but not enough to keep them away. Ooh! Damn. Heathcliff's predictions came true soon enough. Several thieves surrounded the bloke who's only trying to come off as though he's loaded, and bashed him on the back of his head. Metal pipe sound effect. Ryoshu going through the artist struggle. Yeah, look at her evil fucking wicked grin.
저런 극악무도
Fine, a bunch of shameless villains they are!
혼자 다니는 무고한
Bring on a weak civilian like a pack of hyenas!
갱단이라고
Aren't they
부르는
what you would
분들인가요?
call a gang?
머리
Gangs of
흐릿하고
T-Corp have seen better
그런
days.
걸
I wouldn't even call them a gang.
갱단이라고
They're
부를
just
수
lowlives running out of
없고
time.
시간을 못 채운 하루. 내가 떠나올 때만 해도
Last time I was here, scum like them couldn't even dare to infest the streets so brazenly. Ooh. Are gangs that aren't scummy?
당연하지.
Of course, the gang I was in would never dogpile some poor unarmed bloke like that. Get on wants the broom broom. Can't broom broom with the road bloom. Yeah, we're gonna kill people. Virgilius finally spoke up after quietly listening in on our discussion for the last few minutes. Take care of them before Don Quixote starts making a fuss about it. Oh, an enactment of justice! I thank thee! He's really starting to get the hang of this, huh? Epic Don moment. Epic Don Quixote moment. Imagine Charon just blowing through every stoplight claiming they're all green. Charon is colorblind. Charon, you just ran through a red light! Charon is colorblind. Charon, you just ran through 5 stop signs. Charon can't read. I wouldn't be surprised. Charon, you just ran over 5 kids on their way to school because you're going 50 over the speed limit. Murder is legal in the city. That's probably some shit that would happen. I can't wait for Canto 16, where it is in fact revealed Charon is actually the most important character ever. Real, and I'm sure of it. Yes. Anyway, I don't... Gits? I don't know. This one's ours. So you are running low on time as well. Tough luck. We've only got 30 minutes ourselves. What do you mean by that? Well, maybe they're one of the dead rabbits or something. 30 minutes? 30 minutes for what? Ain't possible. The old dead rabbits and their vigilante ways are no more. All they do nowadays is staring at you funny from behind those odd masks. Masks? What are you? Ha, balls. We don't got time for this. Let's kill him quick. If only you knew. If only I knew. If only I read the webcomic with the secret Virgilius and Charon lore. Ooh. Hello, thank you for following J-Gist. The gist of it. I don't know. Is gist spelled with a G? I think it is. It's Limbus in time. Speaking of British people, the other day, at work, I encountered British people. And we don't live in, like, a very touristy area, so I was very confused on why people from England would, like, want to visit here. I live in the middle of fucking, like, nowhere, especially considering, like, they'd probably want to visit somewhere like, you know, New York. What were they doing there? Exactly. It was at my work, too. And they were asking me about, like, measurements for fabric, because... And they were like, excuse me, is it this much for the whole boat, or is it, like, I don't know what else they said. And I was like, oh, no, wait, hold on. I was like, in my American accent, I was like, no, you listen here, man, that's about, $3.59 per foot, or per yard. I guess it's in yard. I was like, yeah, $3.59 per yard. Canto 4 is so good I passed out and can remember as perfectly as my brain can let me. Canto 4 was good, but man, it was a lot of reading. It was a lot of yapping. And I'm not smart enough to understand all the mirror technology. Kind of. But anyways, I had to interact with some British people and they didn't know the good old freedom units. They didn't understand the freedom units. They were like, we don't know what a foot is, or something. I'm like, we got a table back there. Simple, you look in the mirror. Oh! No way. You see Mirror Worlds? That's crazy. And don't tell me, don't tell me. And it's the other you. I'm a genius. I'm a fucking genius. Try to crack my neck. You got no notif? You are late. We gotta kill you now. We gotta kill you. Levy, you literally just missed me talking about at work I interacted with a British person. And me doing a British accent. You just missed it. You just missed it. It's really unfortunate. If you look into the mirror world, you can see yourself be the Black Silence. Haha, I haven't played Ruina yet. It was me in disguise. If you suddenly turned into an Asian woman who was easily about 15, I'm really surprised, actually. Okay, the red mist. Haha, I know that one. Because of reasons. You interacted with a British person? You poor soul, I'm so sorry. For real, hi Ness. Absolutely. It truly was unfortunate, because they didn't know freedom units, man. You know, I'm not a patriotic guy. I act, you know, but when I have to talk to a British person, they try to come at me with meters and shit. You know, eagle screech and everything. Eugene's feet smell like corn chips? Why the fuck are you sniffing his feet? Why are you sniffing your cat's feet, Lavi? Get a load of this guy. Get a load of this guy. He's on my pillow? Okay, then, yeah, that's acceptable. That's acceptable. But only slightly. Corn fries for the Americans. Oh, that one was pretty good. That one was pretty good, Tetsmega. Nice job there. Nice job there, Chet. Hello to this Heathcliff guy, bro. Acts like he has a revenge complex or something. Look at this guy. He's all up in arms over a white woman. Watch out, Heathcliff.
모자 멋진데? 어디서 샀냐?
If they ever dub Limbus Company into English, they should just get Lavi to do Heathcliff's voice. Because I think it'd be really funny. Get a load of this guy, Pim. I didn't know that little factoid. You can see I'm moving my head when I say that. I didn't know that, Pim. Thank you for that little factoid. Nice hat you've got there. Where'd you get it? Over dramatic civilian. Please take everything. Take as much as you want. Here's my watch. Sir Heathcliff. Heathcliff was looming over the man and growling threateningly. That's just how he looks. He certainly fit the look of a villain from this particular angle. No, Heathcliff just looks like that. Ah, so I was just complimenting him for his sharp fashion choices. The lad's overreacting. Ishmael's so blindly obsessed with a whale. Why isn't blind obsession her base ego? Does this guy know? Does this guy know? Well, she's not obsessed with the whale. She's obsessed with the captain. The smiling friends brain rot. I love smiling friends. I love kids, Charlie. I love kids. Well, you probably shouldn't be saying that. This is everything I have. I don't got money for ransom, even if you were to kidnap me. Please don't kidnap me. I've got family. They're all waiting for me to come home. Then why do you have your fucking... Oh my god, Dom, what the hell is happening here? I'm on like 5 or 6. Gotta learn. Gotta learn. Well, you should probably not be saying that out loud, Pim. Loud, Pim. Dr. Disrespect, Pim. The man we inadvertently saved from the hands of the thieves was shuddering and screaming incoherently, almost to an unnatural degree. And we're still not out of the dark alleyways where other thieves might be waiting to get the jump on us. The hell is that racket? Oh. I've seen loads of time rolling in right before us. What do they mean by time? But all she's talking about is a whale. Yeah, she does talk about that fucking whale a lot. You'll see. You'll see. Points at you, wiggles my finger. You'll see. Oh god, I'm at a point where I'm farther along in the story than other people now. That never happens. Oh god, I like had my eyes open too wide and they started watering. Ouch! Ugh.
10분 아니 5분이라도
10 minutes, no, we'll take 5 minutes too. Hand it over. I'm a day one player. Oh my god, I play this game too fucking much. Dude, you're unhinged tonight? I'm just a silly little guy. What can I say? What can I say?
도대체가
Why the hell is every fella here so obsessed with time?
아니면
Kill you and take that clock for ourselves. Maybe it has to do with the clock head. Wait, me? Oh. Gulp.
할수 있는 건 다 해보고 오라고.
Today I ate a sandwich and it was fucking awesome. Today I had lemonade and I played a game. Hexwell Purgus Night Dawn is a rat. She already is a little rat. She's skirting around. Next Waluigi night, Limbus Company X Five Nights at Freddy's, baby. Has anyone seen the Five Nights at Freddy's and Dead by Daylight thing? Personally, I think that's one of the better collabs they could have done. They could have done like fucking Fortnite or Fall Guys. I think the Dead by Daylight one's pretty cool.
잘 들어. 아픈 거 생각하지 말고 저 새끼 죽은 다음만 생각해.
운이 따라준다면 좋겠네요.
Like honestly, it's pretty sick.
너무 쉽군요.
Official? Yeah, it's official. They it was announced for like the anniversary or something. I mean, Raz, the lowest level of people. I thought you meant like the animal.
완성되었나?
And I was just down with that. I'm like, yeah, fuck it, dude. I'm trying to think. I haven't like played a lot of Dead by Daylight. Actually, I haven't played any Dead by Daylight. I've watched people play it. But are they gonna make spring? Like, are they gonna do killers and survive? Is that a thing, or is it just gonna be a killer they're gonna put in? It better be Springtrap. If they put in just Freddy, I'm gonna fucking go into someone's house and steal some shit. Who's the scariest FNAF animatronic, and why is it Bonnie? Same theory, we get rat dawn, then when you uptie it, it becomes red mist because of lore. You're onto something, man. You're onto something here. What are they cooking? Who's the scariest FNAF animatronic and why is it Tet? The Palace Cat animatronic. Usually it's a killer and a survivor at least? Interesting. I don't know why they wouldn't make it like Springtrap, like movie Springtrap. Yeah, at least, you know, put my man Matthew Willard in there. But who would like a survivor be? If anything, I think it would be more from the movie. You'd get like either Springtrap or like Mike and Vanessa as one of them. My hater energy. Are you able to track even more of them to us? Shut your gob. Labby, question, do British people really say gob? Do you guys really say that? And just go about thinking it's okay? Do you really do that? Was I predicted to Philip as an ID pre-day one? Dude, the Oracle. Comically long baseball. Security guard probably? Yeah, but like, is it really like FNAF if it's just a generic security guard? Or like 15-year-old drunk men on a Wednesday evening? You're not here to kidnap me? No, for that. I don't even know how many times we told you. There's my baby girl! I was like, Philip as an ID would be cool when I heard about IDs. Who's getting the Angela ID? Who is it? Can you imagine?
그럴 리가 없지 않소.
Of course not, indeed, for we are the limit. Just. She's trying so hard not to say it. The passer-by of justice. Sir Heathcliff here can be rather brutish in his manner of speech, that is all. You're right, passerbys of justice.
그런데 왜 돈이
So why are they asking us for time, not money?
시간도
Maybe time's just another commodity to be sold and bought here.
T사 가이드.
Guys, is it just me again? The T-Corp pamphlet guide? Did no one really? Even after the events of Canto 5, Ishmael still reads the pamphlets. Ishmael's eyes start to glaze over. Once again, she may have been the only sinner who bothered to read up on our destination.
T사.
In T-Corp, also known as Time Track Corporation, its citizenry utilizes timepieces as personal identification. They often trade with time instead of physical currency. Their means of transaction done via the timepieces they carry. Most laborers in these lands are rewarded with their efforts with time. No reading, only bonk. Smack on the head.
이상 씨를 봐서
Thanks for the explanation, Yisang. I'll let it slide this time. So, is this gonna be a problem? Otis is the only one of us who carries a watch. Dante, your head is a clock! Frozen Durian Morningstar Smack. I'm just gonna unhinge my jaw and eat it.
아, 그 시간이
Oh, you mean her broken wristwatch? I always thought that wearing a stopped watch was a neat fashion statement.
패션용인 적은 없었다.
It's not a fashion item, it never was. How insolent of you to assume. And Dante is stupid. Are they stupid? Oh, right. I've been meaning to ask. What got you so freaked out about a kidnapping earlier? Bro may or may not be the shy guy, SCP. For eel. I'm cracking all my fingers, all my bones. Oh, there's a pretty scary rumor of indiscriminate kidnapping going around these T-Corp streets. Oh my god. These are abandoned streets. So when I saw a dozen or so people running around together, I was scared that you guys might be the infamous kidnapping syndicate or something. We need more details. I want the who, when. I'm not reading all that. Proceed. People have been going missing around here. This kind of became the last known location of a bunch of missing people. Everyone becomes a shut-in during the foggy days because they don't want to get kidnapped. Look, it's even on the front page of the Times newspaper here. Mysterious kidnapping fear sweeps district. Not even a single body found. I can keep reading if you want. Marisol, Raja, and Don Quixote began enthusiastically reading the sensationalized titles and the attached articles of the newspaper he showed us. You know, Raja and Don, I understand, but Marisol? I think he just likes newspapers. Can we eat that guy? Drake, my friend, my buddy, my pal. It is not Cannibalism Tuesday. It is Manager Monday. We're not here to cannibalize, we're here to manage. It's Manager Monday. I accidentally opened. Okay. Oh, I gotta check out that award-winning eatery. It's not so far from where we are. God, so the time retrieval fixers have suspended these interviews. Marisol is definitely a newspaper enthusiast. It's like how Nuvalette from Genshin is like a avid water enthusiast. Hold on, I got headphones are being weird. I need to get a new pair of headphones one of these days. These ones are fucking old, and I bet you there is mold growing in them. That makes me sound fucking disgusting. And maybe I am. Who knows? Who cares? Let's all just fucking go outside and shoot someone. I don't know. Okay. Are you guys even reading the same article? You aren't? Wow. Okay. Wow. Okay. Oh, I see how it is. Fine. This can be your stream now. You just can start streaming, Drake. There you go. If you want to be mean to me. Anyway, that sounds like headphones with free snacks included. I know, it was quite the deal. Quite the deal indeed. Free munchies? You gotta be shitting me. The street used to be packed with workers headed to their factory jobs and inventors selling their useless trinkets. It's never been this empty. The empty street of T-Corp was thick with fog. The bustling crowd from Heathcliff's memories nowhere to be seen. Maybe the lack of color made the fog appear even thicker.
일단
This reminds me of the kidnapping rumor we heard when we were working on the Blade lineage case. BL! Missing people. Maybe there really is a messed up kidnapping, human trafficking syndicate roaming this area. Can't wait for our fancy Heathcliff. He's going to Cobra Ash. The fog is coming, the fog is coming, the fog is coming, the fog is coming. Tet, if you walk into the fog and say Mana's name 3 times, she'll appear. Get out there. I've never heard of such syndicates strutting about this place, back when I lived here at least. Or, you know, cannibals. Yeah, sign me up! Wait, no, it's not Cannibalism Tuesday. I'm running. The fog has gotten another. The fog takes another soul. It is a statistical impossibility for a human trafficking syndicate to leave 0 evidence behind. There's bound to be 1 or 2 they let slip between their fingers. Especially if the syndicate is so prolific to the point of indirectly discouraging the public from leaving their homes. A body or 2 will invariably be found. Cannibals exist all over the city. I'm not surprised, to be honest with you. What if the fog was just a little omitted feeling hungry? Hungry? I did not mean Hungary, but it sounds funnier. Hungary. I read it and I thought, I was just like, aha, funny spelling. And I'm like, wait, that's the country? Wait, is that how the country is spelled? I don't know. I don't care. If they really didn't leave any bodies, then maybe it's worse than just your usual murders. Maybe it'll be more dangerous the more we look into it. If it's not just another violent tragedy, then maybe there's more to this than we think. Maybe there's some powerful organization pulling the strings. Pretty sure the chip ID? Or based off cannibals from library. Urgh. I know, there's Wingbeat, which is based off of, the fucking fairies that eat people, and I wanted it so bad, and then I ended up with a fucking Malkuth announcer. Oh, great. Fuck you, Malkuth! I am completely normal. It couldn't even be hot or something. Or my wife, Netzak. No, it had to be Malkuth. Love Malkuth? Okay, Malkuth is fine. But she pissed me off because I really wanted Wingbeat. They're fancy chefs from District 20. Oh, the chefs! The chefs! Yes, the chefs. Fucking Butcher Gregor. The one that makes my fucking cock go boing boing. Don't go putting them in the same goofy ass categories as Campbell. From district. Which district is 23? Wait, is that this district? Is the Eatery Rod you were talking about? Oh, hey, Astro. What's up? Your beloved Pookie Wookie was here at some point. Dark. I don't know where he went. You're just scared of the truth. You're just scared of the truth. I did what to my man Gregor? I fucking destroyed his cervix. Sorry. I'm really sorry. I'm really sorry. I really am. Did you actually call him that? Yeah, it gets funnier every time. You know, there's a lot of conjecture to make just from the fact that no bodies have been found. I'm sorry? Guys, the night in the back streets. A single sweep from the sweepers leaves nothing behind. Every trash in the back streets, including corpses, is completely cleaned up. Right. They clean up even the corpses, yeah. Of course, it's kind of scary that they clean up more than just trash. The sweepers? From the bottom. Can't believe I lost my sub to this hellhole. You were subbed for so long, Drake. Yeah, the idea of sweepers really freaked Sinclair out for a while. It's because Roger kept making funny noises and sweeper impressions at me every night. I'll be able to resub for a while, fucking hell. Alas. Sometimes sacrifices must be made. I wanted to be cannibals so we can murder them. I think it should have been cannibals so we should eat them. We think different. I'm still not real. Thank God. For 4 months. Wow. Tat, how long have you been following? Poor Sinclair. Everyone's just always fucking dogging on my man. Is the equivalent to Raja playing the it's fair music talk to Sinclair. It really is like those videos where it's like a fucking teenager messing with like a, I don't know, like an 8-year-old and slipping, yeah, the Freddy Fazbear music box under like the door. Sweepers are just kidnapped babies who were like transformed into machines with their own language. That's fucking crazy. It's fucked up. Tat has been following for 7 months. Kinda bonkers. Kinda bonkers. Chat, my 1st year anniversary is approaching in like 2 months. How do we feel? How do we feel that some of you have known me for about half a year? The leopard. The leopard. Hyped. So true, Tepsmega. Mysterious case of missing persons in a street shrouded in thick, heavy fog. I played that part of library last year. I haven't even played library yet. Like blocking everyone I know before killing myself. Come on! Come on! It's fun here. Come on! Come on! I'm scared of 2 months. It'll be a half-year anniversary as a follower. Welcome to the fucking pit! Welcome to the pit! Come on! Sorry. It's almost as if we're in the middle of some scary urban legend. Not that I'm scared. Not at all. Don't force yourself to laugh, Sinclair. Hey, Dark! Your Pookie Wookie Astral is just here. You guys should... you guys... it's too good. Might be going honk snooze soon? Real, man. Get your beauty rest. We'll make fun of you while you're gone. I don't like this at all. Were they scared so soon after entering the nest? Everyone seems to be on edge thanks to the unsettling story we heard earlier. I know what to do. Hey Heathcliff, that invitation. Can you read it out loud for us again? It'll be a good idea to remind ourselves of our current mission. Besides, I could use a refresher myself. It's just an invitation. There ain't anything special about it. The neatly folded invitation Heathcliff produced from his pocket completely betrayed his attempt at peering aloof. It was folded with such tender care that it almost resembled a neat paper craft. He cleared his throat. By the power of my Enclair and 5 batteries, I've been barely winning Canto 5. Dude, you can do it, 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 you can do it. You can do it, man! Ricardo is such a bitch. Ricardo is a piece of shit. I hate that bastard. Ricardo was harder? Ricardo was harder than the final boss. The new boss. What? You should definitely have a new hobby soon, Azriel. My hobbies include hunting snakes, shitting in the weeds in my backyard, and shucking corn. And I think those are three pretty damn good hobbies. Watch your mouth. They call me the mother shucker. It's so fucking dumb. That's so dumb. Sometime later. Please honor this occasion with your presence. What's up, mother shuckers? It's me, Colonel Cornelius Cornwall, and I'm here today to introduce you to corn. Why does the team who beat up Dang something lose? Will and Claire, who always died first, is what? Who knows, man? And Claire! I'm not even fazed by your words anymore. Woo-hoo-hoo. Oh, you meant Dongrang. Because, fucking, Pierce or something is good on... Isn't Pierce good on Ricardo?
그리고
And? Balls. You have to be here, Heath. I'll be waiting. Kathy. Damn! Ooh! This wasn't exactly what I had in mind when I asked him to read that letter. Ugh. What are we? A party crowd at some dive bar? Dang it, he became a butterfly. The circle of life. Manager, the moment is coming. Oh, that wasn't what we were going for?
내가 이럴 줄 알았지.
I knew this would happen.
화낼
I ain't even mad.
애초에
Besides, she said that she'd be waiting.
만나고 싶다고
She never said she missed me or wanted to see me.
아니,
Come on, bud. Just look at the way she wrote it. Here.
어디?
Let me see. Some students gather in a circle like they're doing a literary analysis of the invitation letter. Maybe I was worrying too much. They're like school kids opening their first love letters.
뭐야? 싱클레어
What? Were you never interested in those things, Sinclair?
저는
I was a good, diligent student. The only things I ever cared about were my textbooks and the school lecture. Dude, do not fucking lie to me, Sinclair. You were kissing Damien behind the fucking school? And Cromer was your bad bitch girlfriend. We got... be real. Be real. Be real, Sinclair. Be real. This part's so cute. They're like high schoolers. They are cute.
싱클레어군 또다시 얼굴이
Sinclair,
커지고 있어.
that counter's appearance to be turning rosy again. For the last time I said, it's genetics! It's genetics!
그럼 단테는?
Sinclair, why are you blushing so much? I have a confession! We'll never get over Sinclair and Damien, bro. What in the yowie? What in the doomed yowie? I like spouting nonsense? Me too! Me too, I get you, man. Me too. Cheers, bro. I'll drink to that. Ugh. What about you, Dante? Oh, never mind. What do you mean you wanted to fuck Damien's mom because she looked very similar to him in the book? Huh? Well then. She was a trip to read. I want to read some of the Limbus books, but they're too fucking long. I could only get myself to read the Metamorphosis because it was like only a day's worth of reading. Never knew homosexuality allowed them to have telepathy. Dude, that's crazy. Being gay can really get you some crazy power-ups. Hey, what's with that oddly sorry look on your face? The manager has no need for your sympathy. I'm certain that there are those who appreciate their unique appearance.
그런데
Is it not
이상하지.
odd?
히스클리프 씨가 연애
What? That someone actually wrote Heathcliff a love letter?
아, 이상
We'll go
씨,
hunk snooze now.
그런
Goodbye.
말은 좀
Goodbye,
그만해.
Drake. Have a nice slump. Oh my, Yisang. That's such a rude thing to say. Honglu, coming from you, I'm gonna put you in a fucking blender.
아니,
No,
그건
I
무리한
had no
말인
intention of
것이
relating such crass sentiments to...
농담이에요.
I'm just kidding, Yisang.
저도
Just
이상
kidding.
씨랑 같은 걸
I was actually thinking the
느꼈으니까요.
same thing. I hope you have horrendous nightmares and a fun time with this shit. I will. Sorry, I took my leg off. You know, actually, I hope you also have a horrific night of nightmares, and I hope you are haunted by the scariest FNAF animatronic, which is Bonnie. And if anyone says, oh, if you're scared of Bonnie, you're a little piss baby loser, which I am not, Trevor, from 6th grade. I'm not a piss baby loser. Bonnie is scary. Have a good night, Drake. Have a good night. There should be a pajama ID for Hong Lu. I'll call him Honk Shoe. I wish I had a soundboard. I wish I had a soundboard because it would just be boo. Since we're not looking for a lobotomy core branch of T-Core, but since we're heading to this Wuthering Heights manor instead. So far I'm not getting a new pass, wow, ego pass, and just get Dawn doing what I've always have the never to do. I'm trying to decipher what you're saying. If I say that to a therapist, as you, but it's too expensive anyways, literally. Why do that when I can just yell that shit for content on my Twitch channel? Better use that money on Olympus Company gambling, or I can go into a real casino and what? Gamble away my life savings. Around 50 on the, oh, you're trying to get the, oh yeah, the pass egos. What is that one? Isn't it Binds? I think it's Binds. But Binds with a B. It's like Binds. I don't know. I suppose that's where we'll find the golden bow. That was precisely what I intended to convey, Miss Ishmael. Now kiss. Now kiss. Thank you for bringing that up. Starting to get tired of being that bringer of unpleasant news. That's what they call me. That's what they be calling me. Hopefully, none of you are under the impression that we're headed to Wuthering Heights just because of some invitation Heathcliff received. Because if you are, you'll be sorely disappointed. Right, so if we're looking at the context she wrote this in, what she's really trying to say here is... No, bud, you gotta look at the tone she used here. Gregor, I do not think Heathcliff needs romantic advice from someone with a bug arm. Sure, moving on. There was a report from the LCCB that a golden bow has been observed. They narrowed its location down to somewhere within the Wuthering Heights Manor. Bro's really trying to gas him up. You know what? I can appreciate the hustle. You go, Gregor. You go, King. But there was a significant risk on account of the Manor's unique security system that prevented the before team from conducting their on-site preliminary survey. The exact location of the bow is yet to be identified. Unique security measures? Not sure if I remember anything like that. Right, then it's even more odd. No other ways to put it. Indeed, though I remain ignorant of the monetary value and the public perception of its worth. Well, whatever you say, Yusan. A gulp? I do know that the golden bow is not an item so easily obtainable that it may be housed in a normal, private manner. You can be sure that the golden bow wasn't always located inside the manor. I see, then the golden bow, its previous location in an unknown area within T-Corp's Lobotomy Corp branch, has been transferred to the manor for a reason we are yet to be aware of. Right, then this Catherine person will be a major part of this operation. To have a golden bow all to herself in that manner. She's got to be one confident woman, too. Confident enough to believe that Heathcliff will come to the manor just to see her face, even if it wasn't for the golden bow. Someone jealous, Ishmael? None of those conversations seem to even register to Heathcliff, however. Oi, let me know if you see a barbershop or a boutique nearby. This isn't a tour bus, Heathcliff. We will not make unnecessary stops like the ones you suggest. Right, I get it. Why don't you just leave me behind and go on ahead? I'll catch up. So Heathcliff, I've been watching the shops very closely, but I haven't noticed a single open shop. It might be because of the rumors from earlier in the fog. Why don't you just leave it to us, Raja and I? What the hell are you? Wait. Dude, Raja and Hong Lu, besties. If Limbus were to ever get like an anime, God please, if you can hear me. Kendra! Yeah. I just want to see that scene where Raja and Honglu just drag away Heathcliff. Could you imagine if Limbus got an anime adaptation? Just felt my soul leave my body at the idea of that. Cromer's fat thighs. Sorry. I'm sorry. Maybe I do need to be put down. Probably. Like around tier 50 and pass. I'll do that later. Yeah, isn't like 50 like the Bind's ego or something? It's something big because I got it. The amount of Gooners coming out for Otis would be oh, fuck, you're right. Otis, you gotta take one for the team so I can see Cromer's fucking chunky ass thighs. The bus emerged from the back streets into a rather quiet looking village. The fog was still thick and everything was still in that faded hue. Even the occasional sightings of pedestrians had ceased. The very idea of color variation seemed like an alien concept here. All I see are orange-hued lights coming through the windows of misty gray buildings. It was as though everyone decided to stay indoors for the day. I can't even tell where we were or how close we are from our destination anymore. Have you been here by any chance, Isan? He was the only other sinner who had spent a while in T-Corp, so I decided to ask if you recognized anything. But it was evident that the scenery was unfamiliar to him. No, I have resided here for some time. Most of my hours were spent earning a living and conducting my research when I could afford to do so. Thus, I have not ventured freely to the streets of T-Corp. I can't imagine doing any research at a place like this. Can't have been easy. It's quite manageable once one grows accustomed to this monochromatic sight. The presence of variance in color itself is a concept alien to those who were born and raised in these lands. The Yisung Yapathon. Yisung's away to a place far beyond here. Memories of his past, most likely. And his dead girlfriend that got blown up. And his dead boyfriend that found another boyfriend and also got blown up. Did you ever hear anything about what T-Corp's singularity is? As all singularities are, its true nature, its mechanism and function are all something of an enigma. Yet, Nisung paused and carefully began to speak. I am aware that it has aught to do with the time, though I am unsure of its use. Well, I suppose it's all but meaningless conjecture, and only Miss Faust among us must be aware of its answers. Its singularity is one of the reasons T-Corp constantly drains color from its inhabitants. But what about the color fixers? Bum bum. And what's time got to do with color? If the control of time is so imperative to T-Corp's operations, then they must also control the realm of light. Of course, it has to do with time. W-Corp and T-Corp work together. They kiss. Yeah, W-Corp has something to do with those motherfucking trains. As light inherently has much more to do with the spectrum of colors, these two subjects eventually overlap. It is as far as I could deduce regarding the concept of time that I am aware of. Yet, it must also be said that it takes time for me to reach Faust's specific knowledge regarding T-Corp's singularity. It takes time for me to reach Faust's specific knowledge regarding... I still 100% believe that this is not the real Faust, and she is some sort of clone homunculus creature thing. This Faust is not a human. I refuse to believe that. Or if she is not the original Faust. Does anyone get it? Shakes my monitor. Does anyone understand? Faust, known among us for maybe, and perhaps, rarely ever gave us answers this detailed. But now's the time to ask her all my questions. Miss Faust, as we discuss the subject of time, Indeed. It would be safe for us to move on from the subject of T-Corp at this time.
또
Oh.
하다가 입을 닫아버렸네.
And there she goes again, teasing us about stuff she's not gonna tell us anyway. Well, I guess I should be glad that she decided to tell us this much. I doubt she'll tell us more no matter how much we pry.
그런데
That's
좀 씁쓸하네.
kind of sad.
특이점으로 인해서
Yet there are people who've never seen color their whole lives, all because of the singularity.
뭐다 그런 거지.
Well, that's just how it goes, isn't it? In the eyes of a stranger, we'd be just another one of those poor, miserable people who've never seen color. That's the danger in trying the very first bite of the meat. You taste it once and you'll never unknow the flavor. And in the end, you'll start to wish you never tried it. It is pretty disappointing that even the sun loses its vibrancy here.
하늘의 색이 그리워질 때는
Often I long to see the colors of the sky. Especially the sky that looms over a light shower of rain. Yeah, things like the color of the sky too. You long to see it only because you've seen its beauty. If you were born here, never to escape its borders to the last of your days without ever seeing the blue sky, I'd hardly call that death miserable. Only even that miserable. This is nothing but sheltered ignorance. Oh my god, hi Ichika! Hello! Hello! Hello Ichika!
그렇게 생각할 수도
I guess that could also be true. The atmosphere in the bus suddenly became incredibly frosty. Oh, hey! Speaking of color, I've got something to ask ya. Have you guys ever heard of the color game? Apparently, each type of personality has a corresponding color. I was looking for a while. I came to say hi. Hello! Squishes you and puts you into a little box. Raja, who was the one to chill the bus in the first place, was also the first to break the ice. If Yisang enjoys the light blue color of the sky, then let's see. You must be a thinker and a philosopher who prefers the calm and quiet. How did you know that? That's quite the remarkable talent you have. Yisang, how... Raja has been around you. She just knows your personality. Boy. Hark, hark, I wish my favorite color to be rated as well! Forsooth, I quite fancy the color red, nay, yellow, nay, red, nay. Now, wait your turn. Next in the order is Boss. Wait up, wait up. I know exactly what you're about to say. You're about to say Boss does not hold that much belief in such ideations or something like that, right? Which is exactly what people who like the color white would say. I'm right, aren't I? Like your hair is white too. I will not comment further on this subject.
나?
Me? My favorite color? They can be so stupid. They're just jolly little guys. What can you say?
뭘 그딴 걸
That's a
물어봐,
stupid question.
나한테.
That's nathless.
나는
But I like... Okay, let me guess. Purple. He pauses. A great manner begins to emerge to our view from a distance. What the fuck is stuck on me? I could immediately tell this was the Wuthering Heights manor Heathcliff had mentioned. What the fuck does naff mean? I have no idea. Levy! Levy!
검은색.
Black. Oh. He's emo. Means lame? Thank you, British translator. Like we just summoned Lavy. There's Lavy, where are you?
모든 물감을 다 섞어버리면 나오는 색
It's the
아닌가?
color you get when you dump an entire set of paint into a bucket, innit?
그래서 제일 볼만한 색.
Thank God we have an English speaker here.
계속 해버리면
Sipped
되는
my
거야.
tea. It's exactly why I tolerate it. Keep throwing paint over paint over paint. You get black. Simple. Okay. I thought I was fucking emo, but just fuck Christ. I can clearly hear that Heathcliff is muttering through gritted teeth. I have a feeling that black wasn't always his favorite color. Oh? Oh? The makeover? Ooh, is it fancy Heathcliff time? Wiggles my eyebrows. Is it fancy Heathcliff time? Is it fancy Heathcliff time? Whoa! Ooh. Interesting. Few things changed the moment the Wuthering Heights manor appeared over the horizon.
거울. 거울 있는 사람
Mirror.
없나?
I need a mirror. Anyone got a mirror? Come on, anyone?
왜 이러시는가
What has gotten into you, Heathcliff? This mirror isn't... One was Heathcliff, who suddenly overcome with intense anxiety. And the other was the weather that grew dark and tempestuous all of a sudden. What a terrifying noise.
원래 이렇게 날씨가 구중
Was the weather here always this awful?
바람은
It was always this windy, yeah. Almost like a constant tempest.
하지만 이런
This thunder and lightning? Wuthering Heights has always been this awful, thunder or not.
멀리서만 봐도
This really is one massive manor if it looks that big from this far away. I can't see well. Not sure if this is the right place, but we're here. Lightning goes boom, eyes go out. This manor looks as though it came straight out of a dark, gothic fairy tale full of mysteries. I was half expecting to hear a haunting cry echoing from its windows. So, are we just waiting for Virgilius to go off the bus again?
안 그런 적이 없지 않았나?
When hasn't that been the case, Manager Bud?
그래도
I mean, it's not like we're digging into a Lobotomy Corp branch or entering one of the wings, right? It's just a manor, so I don't see what's stopping him from coming with us.
자, 내리.
No, off the bus.
나와 카룬.
Canon and I. We'll wait outside until we're done with our mission? None of the sinners were hiding their dissatisfaction with Virgilius. Some of them were even standing with their arms crossed.
다들 표정을 보아.
By the looks on your face, clearly you all collectively have something to say. Of course not! I would hardly ever dare to challenge thee. Well, maybe not every sinner. We've gone through a lot of things, survived various trials and tribulations, tribulations that could have been easily handled had Virgilius been there with us. Yeah, Virgilius. Looks like Ishmael decided to step up as our representative. Yeah, go, ginger girl, go! Go, white girl, go! You introduced yourself as our guide, didn't you? So what kind of guide just tosses everyone at the start of the journey and goes off on their own with the bus driver? Where are you guys even going? I want to make it clear that I'm not being a hard-ass for no good reason. I'm asking you because I want to trust you. After all, we're technically on the same boat. We're co-workers. I'd say the least he could do is tell us where we're headed. Virgilius held his silence for a moment. His brows were not as furrowed as they usually are, which was the only indicator to me that he wasn't as offended to hear this as I thought he'd be. Ishmael's my fave, I think. Wonderful pick! Good pick. Yes, good pick. Mine's Honglu. No one can have him. Back off. Okay? I know he's got the purple, the long purple hair, and the big spear. Lavi, I'm looking at you, but he's mine. He's mine. He leans more into Gakupo. He's mine. Dawn is mine. You can have her. Throws her at you. I pick her up and I just chuck her. I love Honglu.
너희가 특정
Just like you sinners who join this company via your individual contracts,
나 역시
I also signed a contract with specific clauses and conditions I must abide by. Oh? The company made thee, a color most illustrious, sign a contract as well?
당연하지 않나.
Of course I did. Why would I be babysitting you children on this bus otherwise? I'm not one to work for free.
공소라고 있겠. 자세한 계약의 내용.
I don't want to bother detailing each and every clause of my contract to you, nor should I.
언급 이스마엘.
But Ishmael,
네가 말한
I quite like that you use the word trust in your speech, so I believe that you deserve at least a brief explanation.
나는
I'm not supposed to retrieve the golden bow myself, nor am I allowed to provide you with any direct support. The contract stipulates that I must leave everything to the manager and the sinners.
너희
Why the hell would you sign a contract like that?
언제나
As always, it's meaningless to ask me why. Virgilius always looks like he's like slumped over, like he's got like the gamer neck.
계약이란 건 당사자가 아닌
The contracts are rarely ever fully understood by those that are not a part of it.
다만
But
목적지에
what I can tell you is that when I ask you sinners to leave this bus for a mission,
그래도 마음을 어느 정도
I suppose, in a way, I say it with a lighter heart than I used to. Oh, he cares about them. Oh!
모든 것을
I'm no longer concerned that my desire to fulfill the conditions for every clause in my contract, the manager might be irreversibly hurt. I'd be left with nothing if such a thing were to happen. He loves us! tolerates us! Did he just admit to trusting us more than he used to?
단테, 그런 말을
Don't make him
한
repeat
번도
something
물어보지
like that,
않았으면
Dante.
좋아. 특히 누군가
Especially when
생각보다
someone went through the
어렵게
trouble of expressing their
표현했을 때는.
true hidden feelings.
그리고
Besides...
잠깐만.
wait,
이대로 내릴 수
I'm not going in there like this.
안 되겠어.
Nope, can't do this.
돌아가자.
We turn this bus around.
피해는 유턴.
Mephi doesn't do U-turns.
이런 꼴로 어떻게
Going back to the manager in these wrinkly rags? Oh yeah, right. Every single one of our elaborate plans to dress him up in fancy clothes fell through. Hey, you don't look that bad.
이런 꼬라지로 가면 또다시 그 새끼들.
Go back in these rags, those bastards will...
그 새끼들이
Those
누군데요?
bastards? Who are they?
있어.
Bastards is always eyeing me up and down, trying to find a speck of dust, a single flaw, something just to latch onto just to humiliate me,
눈깔 다 내버려.
and gouge their eyes out.
오,
Oh, that would be quite the clever solution.
원.
What do you even... Looks like Heathcliff isn't the only one who's taking this seriously. Or is the only one. The besties! The besties! The only ones who probably condition their hair! The hell's wrong with the pair of you? Quit giggling at me like that.
그럴 줄 알고 우리가
Good thing we
준비된
came
게
prepared
왔어.
exactly for this occasion.
아무리 생각해도
I just couldn't imagine
우리
Heath
부부가
managing to
혼자서
pull off this
멀쩡하게
makeover on his
것
own.
같아서.
꽤 전에 로자
Raja and I did
함께
some shopping in the
뒷골목으로
back streets
가서
before we entered the
뒷골목에서
mess.
잠깐 쇼핑을 하다
둥지 안에는
We were waiting to
뒷골목이라
reveal these
생각했을
just in
수도
case there was
모르는데
anything more impressive in the
기다려봤는데
nest, but
뭐
thanks to the
살만한 곳이
disappearing lack of
없으니까
anything
아쉬운
even
대로
remotely
사줘야지.
interesting, we'll just make do with what we picked earlier.
뭐,
Wait a
설마
bloody second.
전-
When the two of you went off on your own, no.
아니,
What you brought back was a
근데
whole
그게
basket of cookies, wasn't it?
사왔길래.
과자들은 눈속임이었어.
Those cookies were decoy cookies, Heath. Though some of them did end up as part of my daily sustenance, of course.
비록 제가 집에서
While I couldn't
썼던
find the particular
브랜드들까지
brands I
찾지는
used back
못했지만
home, these should be more than enough for a
이번에도
proper
어느
fashion
정도의
makeover.
볼수 있을 거예요.
Verge, come on. Can't we keep things nice and happy for once? Let him wear something else other than his uniform, just for today. Like, no one wants to meet their old flame while wearing their work clothes, right?
그래도
Well, I doubt that God will ever let anything like that slide.
그러지.
Fine. Oh,
또 멋대로
would
작당해서
prefer if we didn't have to encourage
단락거리는
another
거.
rogue incident with the back door.
정말이야? 길잡이!
Seriously? Guide! Heathcliff trembled like he was about to give Virgilius a big hug.
자, 히스클리프 씨,
Now, Heathcliff, close your eyes.
무릉도원을
Relax and let us
생각하면서
take care of everything. Then you're at a proverbial peach blossom spring.
잠깐, 머리 함부로 그렇게.
The fucking, like, construction noise in the background. Whoa. Well, you ain't half bad.
아닌데.
Just kiss already, what the fuck? What are they hammering? Oh, that's so cute!
지금 단장 중이랍니다.
Oh, that's actually so fucking cute. Look at... look at... Gigi! Oh my god! Look at them! They're so cute! Imagine they leave and see the colors don't match at all. Just like he's wearing orange and like bright purple. It's so... Look at how cute Raj and Hongwon... Ah! I took a screenshot. I have to save that. I had to save that. Shh, Heathcliff's getting a makeover. I can't do a Hong Lu voice, so it always changes between Raja's and like Sinclair's. Sometime later. Fourscore and 7 years ago. Crossing the Delaware looking ass. He looks so strange.
머리에 너무
I think you might have overdone it with the hair. It's good, but the colors may not match. They look fine enough from here. Don't touch it! Do you even have any idea how hard Hong Lu worked on that? Close enough. Welcome back, George Washington. Where did his bat go?
몇 년 만에 재회인데
It's a reunion of the century. We can't possibly let him say hello to his old flame with a big Brutus club in his hands. Washington. Imagine they go in and they suddenly have color. I feel like that's literally what's going to happen. And I think it's going to be really funny. Sir Heathcliff appeareth a tad more merciful than usual. Mayhaps he shall accept my request should I implore him to purchase me a pint of ice cream. Ice cream. I can't roll my R's right now.
시끄럽게 해도
그림.
때리지 않으실 것 같아요.
And he no longer looks like he's on the verge of punching me when I make the smallest noise.
야, 부탁하건대.
Lad, please.
캐서린 앞에서
Please don't bring
한
up
말
anything
꺼내기라도
even
하면
remotely like that in front of Catherine.
오시는
I'll be.
날이군.
Those really do make the man.
제외 후기
Do let me know how this reunion goes. I'll be looking forward to hearing that tale.
그래.
So, Heathcliff? I mean to ask this question for a while. I wanted to know the answer, but I couldn't bring myself to ask him. Why'd you leave Wuthering Heights? It's where the love of your life lives, isn't it? Heathcliff, who'd been busily moving about and pretending to leave the bus, or preparing to leave the bus, suddenly comes to a halt.
뭐든 괜찮았어.
I didn't mind it, the thrashings, the starvings, the abuse, them treating me like a servant, like I'm something beneath them.
들러리.
It might be treated like I'm nothing more than an afterthought, like I'm some impure trash to be discarded.
하지만
But when I heard what
캐서린 입에서
Catherine said,
내가 저택에 있어야
I realized I had no longer any reason to remain in that manner. Heathcliff did not elaborate further. Perhaps it wasn't that he didn't, that he couldn't bring himself to. I didn't dare ask him about what he was about to say, so I simply nodded in response. I see. Ooh, looks like Caron's got something to say about your new fit. Caron has something to say. Something big. Who are you squeezing? Heathcliff. Because it's his Canto. See, you can see the little bat. You can't see my cursor. You can see the little bat. You can see, Heathcliff. Great, awesome. Now, Caron, what do you think? Looks oily and greasy. Caron doesn't like greasy. Oh, this isn't how I thought it'd go. Caron's words must have hit him hard. Took quite a bit of convincing for Heathcliff, who was severely discouraged by Caron's remark, to exit the bus. They're just all like pushing him, and he's just like sitting there, Shinji pose with his head in his hands. Why so mean? She's just real. We love Caron. We love Caron. Ooh, the map is so cool. You go past like all the broken down homes and the machinery. And you get up to the front gate. Oh, that's good. That's so cool. That's so cool. That's so cool. Leave my man Heathcliff alone. He's suffered too much.
이거 불편하네.
This is uncomfortable.
걸을 때마다 옷이 꽉 쥐어.
Oh, is it normal for these clothes to squeeze harder with every step I take?
기품이라는 건 원래 그런
That is what it means to maintain an air of dignity. Once you get used to that feeling, you'll feel like you're missing something whenever you're dressed casually. Honglu, I just think you're insane.
히스클리프군.
So this must be the front
이게
gate to your former place of abode, Heathcliff. The massive gate alone feels downright intimidating. That's one big front door.
몇 지역에서는
It is known that, in certain regions of the city, the size of the front gate is an indicator of one's social standing.
상당한
The magnitude of this front gate indicates that the owner of this home is very affluent.
이런 곳에 살았으면서
Heathcliff, you picked on Honglu for being a rich kid when you raised at some huge mansion yourself.
저는 아무렇지도 않답니다.
I don't mind at all.
나는 갑자기
I'm
배신감까지
feeling a bit
느껴지는데.
betrayed, actually.
히스클리프
Sir Heathcliff,
그대가
thou appeareth quite different today.
헛소리는 집어치워.
Keep your stupid comments to yourselves. Some were teasing him, and some were genuinely surprised, but it didn't matter to Heathcliff. Every word he spat out was dripping with venomous spite.
부자는 내가 아니야.
I wasn't even remotely close to being rich.
난 이 저택에 있어.
I was never once rich in this manner. I wasn't even allowed to be content, even for a moment.
그리고 이 저택도
In this manner never even accepted me. Not even for a... Oh?
뭐야 이거?
Well, what the hell?
낙뢰다.
A lightning strike. It seems to have struck an area near the forest. That was so loud.
괜찮아요.
It's okay.
사람이 번개를 맞을
I heard that it's extremely rare for lightning to actually hit people.
가만 보면
The moment musing reveals that a strike of levin brings about a sensation that's not unlike the joy of fireworks. Yisong's about to have his fucking PTSD moment.
텅 비어있던 밤하늘을
Fills the dark and cold void of the night sky with an incandescent brilliance, even for a brief moment, before fading away into oblivion.
그 대신 자기가 가진 모든
Right.
걸 내보내서
And in exchange, it loses everything it has, burning and leaving nothing but ash behind.
놀이가 아니야.
What joy is there to be found? I could hear some forest critters fleeing, spooked by the thunderstrike.
저거 보시게.
Oh, behold! A tiny squirrel over yonder!
우와, 집 근처에
Oh, such nature so close to home. I didn't know you used to live in such an eco-friendly place. I suppose I wouldn't have to go through the trouble of building a private zoo if I lived at a place like this. Honglu, what the fuck? How rich are you?
도시에서 정원이나 숲을 가진다는 것은
To have a garden or a forest so near their home. Even if we were to ignore everything else, that alone indicates that its owner is someone of unimaginable affluence.
그렇네.
Right. I remember that Sinclair's home was in the middle of a forest, too.
다람쥐도 있고 뭐.
Squirrels, sure.
몇몇 짐승들도
There are other
쉴
animals
수
roaming
있어.
about, too. I saw a meme about this. It's coming.
아주 가끔 가다가
Sometimes when I was so miserable that I could hardly bear to even be in that manner,
계속
I'd go to the forest and not return for a long, long time.
그럴 때
Oh, and this tiny forest friend, little Sir Squirrel, must have been quite the jolly companion for thee. Sir Squirrel! No! It's here! Sir Squirrel! Yay! I finally got to see it! I finally got to see Little Sir Squirrel! Shall we have a playback of that? Something about just like the calmness and then just the... It's too good. This one's funny. I like this. I've seen this a long time ago, and I was like, where the fuck? The little squirrel that may have once been Heathcliff's tiny forest friend was immediately scorched down to a pile of ash the moment it crossed over into the manor's front gate. That was a weird lightning strike. Did it just curve midair?
일반적인 상황에서 벌어지는
The chance of such an occurrence is extraordinarily low. It might just be that I'm overreacting, but it looked as though the lightning was curving itself to strike exactly where that squirrel was standing.
이런 위험천만한
Whoa,
곳에서 은퇴
Heathcliff.
살아남으셨네요.
I had no idea you grew up such a dangerous place. I'm impressed you even survived.
아니야.
I mean, I have not seen anything like it. Right, Heathcliff? Ready to knock on the front gate? Is that an Abno? No, that was a squirrel.
문을
The front gate. He stared blankly at the front gate of the manor.
문을 두들기는
I've not knocked on this gate in a good many years.
한 번은
I just had to wait out here for hours because they all refused to let me in. Everyone, except Catherine. She snuck out the manor to open it for me,
비를 맞아가면서
walking through the heavy rain.
그럼 지금도 마찬가지겠죠.
Well then, I'm sure it won't be different this time.
이 문을 두들기며 개소리는
So if I knock, Catherine will come out to let me in? But the lightning's from an Abno? Oh, I don't know. I have no idea yet. Heathcliff takes a deep breath before knocking on the front door.
정말로 이렇게 될 줄은 몰랐는데요.
Nothing. That's not what I meant when I said it won't be different this time. Oh, we can try climbing over the fence? I think we can clear that height as long as we're okay with breaking our ankles.
아니
No. Heathcliff was a whole bundle of anxiety before he knocked on the front gate, but perhaps this perceived slight reverted Heathcliff into his usual angry self.
여기는 내가 내가 초대받은
I was invited to this manor. This invitation would be meaningless if I were to leap over the
아무
fence.
의미가 캐서린! 내가 왔어!
Ooh, Catherine!
한 번 무시당했는데 다시 소리친다고.
They've ignored you once. Continuing to shout won't.
캐서린!
Ooh. Kathy, please. Despite his efforts, not even a soul stirred beyond the front gate. None of us really believed that anyone would come out to greet him. But front gate began to creak open as though someone was answering his pleas.
꾸민 보람이 있었죠?
The makeover was worth it, Ooh, mysterious gate that is purple inside. A purple. Yay, color! Nelly. I have her announcer, but I don't know who she is. The heavy rain and the tempest only grew harsher the closer we got to the manor.
대문을 넘었는데도 사람은
And we have made it long past the front gate, and not a soul doth appear. The bubbling excitement of the sinners when they disembarked the bus had all but disappeared. A silent air of apprehension surrounded them as they gingerly took their hesitant steps toward the manor.
캐시, 잘 지냈어?
Kathy, have you been well? No. Catherine, yes, it's been a while, hasn't it? No, this ain't it either. In the midst of his aura of uneasiness, only Heathcliff seemed to be preoccupied by something else. The rest of the sinners were.
봤어?
Did you catch that?
새였다.
A bird, a subspecies of sparrows, to be exact.
정문을 지났는데도
Lightning continues to strike aggressively, even this far past the front gate.
조금만 가까이 있었으면
And we would have been burned to a crisp had it struck even a little closer. Lightning continued to blast the earth, as though it wouldn't be satisfied until it's reduced every living thing in the manor grounds to a pile of ashes.
빨리 걷자니 벼락 맞을 것 같고 천천히
Is it gonna hit us if we walk faster? Or maybe it hits things that are moving too slowly? Maybe we should speed up? I don't know.
이동 속도와는 관련이
Our walking speed seems irrelevant. Instead, it's almost as if this lightning has a will of its own, striking with intent. This brings back some unpleasant memories. Otis lore!
아,
Oh, maybe it's like this house's defense system.
방어,
Defense system.
보안장치를 말하는 것이
Do you imply this may be part of the manor's security measures?
허가받지 않고
Maybe it only
이 저택
targets
안에
things that
들어오는
enter the
것
manor
같지만
grounds without
범위가
permission.
내리치는 이것보다 더
I've seen
정교하고
security measures that are more
확실한
precise and
장치도
more conclusive than this.
크기가 커다란
Larger manors
저택일수록
often do install more
더
effective
효과적인
security
보안장치를
systems, after all.
설치하려고 하니까.
Oh,
저희 집에서도
I think our family talked about installing a defense system in our home too. It was one of those topics that kept coming up during dinner.
말이 안 되는 건
That would make
아니네요.
sense. Not that I'll ever understand the toughest thought process behind these systems.
LCCB 팀이 접근하지
Perhaps the security measures that prevented the before team from approaching the manor may be.
네. 하지만
Yeah,
저희는
but we have the
소극장이
invitation with
있잖아요.
us. I think we'll
안심하고
be
걸어도
just
될 것
fine.
같다는 소리예요.
Is that really all this is? Is this just one of those normal security members that every rich family supposedly has?
하지만 조금 신기하긴 하네요.
This is pretty interesting
날씨를
though.
조정하는 시스템은
I heard that the technology to
기후
change the
위기
weather
정도로
itself is
어마어마한
really,
금액이
really
들어간다고
expensive
해서
to the point of being
직접 본 적은
inefficient.
없었거든요.
So expensive that I've not seen it myself. Ooh, and that means a lot coming from fucking Rich Boy Supreme over here. God damn. I remained silent because I didn't want to concern the sinners with something I wasn't sure about. But the closer we got to the manor, the more confident I became that something was off. But this extremely abnormal weather isn't the work of some security system. This absolutely has something to do with a golden bow. But this golden bow feels different from the ones we've encountered before. Ooh. It's a bit more chaotic.
이 꽃은
These flowers.
색깔이
They've
있네.
got color. Sinclair was right. The manor's garden was lightly littered with flowers? Flowers. Like they were the only things of color in this dreary sight.
이 꽃
Electric
이름이
sheep
뭘까요?
ego abno. Electric sheep! I wonder what these flowers are called.
혹시 말이야.
Aw.
돈을
I guess you can
지불한다면
return the colors even to flowers if you cough up enough cash.
그렇습니다.
그렇다는
Indeed.
것은
And the proprietor of this manor must have held a particular love for these flowers.
사랑했던 곧 시들어버릴
Return the colors to such transient things as flowers.
혹은
Or, perhaps, it may simply be that they are preposterously affluent. Heathcliff quietly gazed at the patches of violet flowers as Yisung mused out loud.
틀렸어.
You're wrong.
꽃을 무척이나
There was no
사랑했던
particular love for
순간
these flowers.
그 마음이
There was no room, no warmth in the heart to spare for mere flowers.
뜻하진 않았어.
Heathcliff appeared so doleful that I felt as though he'd built a tall, opaque wall between himself and the world. I did not bring myself to ask further. Do not tell us the name of those flowers.
아이고, 어서 오세요.
My, oh my, please come this way! Someone hurriedly runs this way from the manor's front door, holding a lantern.
날씨가 참 말썽이죠.
It's her!
하긴 T사는
It's the Ryoshu ID woman!
창한 적이 드물지만요.
What an awful weather, Well, T-Corp is. The Wuthering Heights Manor is rarely ever sunny, but this is quite the storm.
어, 오랜만이야.
A long time no see, Nellie.
세상에 히스클리프.
My word, Heathcliff.
정말
Is that you? It really is you.
네가
Yeah.
그렇게 떠난 후에 어떻게 살았는지 정말.
You haven't the slightest idea how worried I was since you left.
제대로
Have you been eating well?
먹지.
You've not been bullied by a rough crowd, have you? Bullied by a what?
우리가 그동안
We've wanted to hear from you for so long.
자,
Do come in now, come in. Miss Nellie regarded us with a curious look, so she didn't quite understand what we were supposed to be.
설마
If I may be so bold as to presume, would you be our dear Heathcliff's friends?
네. 뭐
Yeah, well,
친구
friends?
해도
Are we?
되는 건
친구의 범위를 어디까지
The answer to that question hinges on the range of affinity one would define as a delineation that separates friends from acquaintances.
그럼.
Of course we're friends. Precious friendship forged in fire. Multiple fires, actually.
히스클리프의 소중한
Your dear Heathcliff's precious friends are about to freeze to their deaths in the rain, woman.
귀한 분들이 오셨네요.
My, what honorable guests I welcome to this place today. I must be all over the place to leave you all standing in the rain. Come in now, come in. It's a tad warmer in here than it is outside. The interiors of Wuthering Heights was rather dark, yet
정말 저택 안에는
this manor
색이 있어.
doth have color. It too appeared a tad faded from its original vibrancy, but there was color in this manor.
말했잖아.
Yo, the drip!
보였다고.
What'd I tell you? I could see color inside this manor.
이것도 뭐
Well,
돈을
it's all
내서
bought by
가져온
money, anyway.
저택에 걸린
Believe it or not,
인간들이
there's something about these lanterns hanging about the manor that brings back color.
본래의 색을 밝혀주는 랜턴이
The lanterns that return the object's original saturation. These are quite the expensive luxuries, are they not?
그래도 완전한 색을
It still doesn't bring all the color back. Things still remain a tad gloomy.
그런데
So, where's Kathy?
히스클리프.
Heathcliff,
지금까지 어떻게
please
지낸
tell me of
거야?
your life since you left us.
잠은 어디서 자고?
Where have you been staying?
밥은 잘
Have you been
먹고
eating well?
맞아?
Hi, have you lost weight?
야윈 것 같은데.
Huh?
이거는
그래도 너무 늦지
I'm glad your delay wasn't
않았을까?
too substantial.
다들
We've all been waiting for your arrival.
다들
Oh, eh?
그러고 보니
Now let me get a better look at you.
온 사이에
Your fine dress,
달라지고
clothes, the
완전히
hair.
신사가 됐네?
My, you've certainly grown into a right proper gentleman, haven't you? Quite the proper lad you are, with a posse of friends and all.
뭐
Oh, did I?
그럼
But of
멀리서
course!
못
I would have not recognized you from a distance. Nellie was talking so fast that Heathcliff wasn't spared even a second to get in a single word.
넬리라고 했나?
Nellie, was it?
정확히 어떤 사이지?
What is your precise relationship to
우린
Heathcliff?
그의
As his
소중한
precious friend,
친구이자
colleague, and
동료이자
comrade in arms, I cannot help but be curious as how you two know each other. I think Nellie's the only one who liked him. Probably, it seems like it. Otis, who was conspicuously scanning the interiors of the manor, suddenly asked Nellie the most transparently suspicious question that I've ever heard.
아, 나는 말이지.
Oh, I'm...
히스클리프의
Let's see. Heathcliff's... How should I put this?
보모라고 해야 했나?
Nanny, I suppose?
보모. 그
Nanny?
코 흘리고 있으면
What? Like,
닦아주고
you wiped Heathcliff's snot, changed his baby clothes, and... Am I thinking of the right nanny? Oh, this is so fucking goofy. Why is she like this? She is such a little narc.
밥을 먹기 거부할 때는 밥을 떠먹여주기도 하고요.
She's so weird. And when the baby's fussy about food, Nanny spoon-feed it to them.
아이 넬리.
Wait, Nellie, quit teasing me like that.
오모라고 하기에는
You weren't exactly my nanny, and you know it.
우린 어렸을 때부터
We've known each other since we were both young.
그리고 난 넬리를
And I did not treat her like a servant or follow her around like she was my nanny.
그리고
Mind you,
지금은
I am now the chief butler of the
버틀러라고.
house. You must see the other butlers moving around like soldiers when I give a word.
뭐 그런데다
Nellie, I'm getting quite impatient, so I've got to ask. Heathcliff must have wanted so badly to ask her where Kathy was.
연애는
So, when's the banquet starting? Instead, he hid his true question behind a mask of aloofness. But Nellie's expression became somewhat odd upon hearing Heathcliff's query.
연회는
The banquet?
어이, 그 막내네 새끼 오긴 하는 거야 뭐야?
When's that witless Britain coming? Is he even on his way?
사람을 불러 모아놓고 사라지면
You can't just leave us after gathering us all down here. I have to sit any second longer next to these mugs. I'm gonna lose it. There was a furious voice echoing from down the halls.
넬리,
Nellie, wait.
방금 그
I
목소리
recognize that voice.
아이 참.
Hey, don't rush. He just arrived, mind you.
히스클리프 들어가자.
Let's join the others, Heathcliff. Like I said, we've all been waiting for your arrival.
Heathcliff bit his lips anxiously and followed Nellie.
파티를 하는 듯한 분위기는
This
확실히 아닌 것
doesn't
같은데.
feel at all like a manor that's about to throw a party.
네.
Yeah,
크루즈
that
파티는
cruise ship party.
이곳에서
This manor.
아무리
You
감추려고 해도
can't hide the
말이죠.
rising sense of dread from
공간에서부터
places
나오는
like these.
음침한 분위기는
It doesn't matter how hard you
숨길
try.
수가 없더라고요.
평소에도
This manor does not appear to have been a place where liveliness is an expected element.
청소를 급하게
I see signs of rushed cleaning conducted immediately before the guests arrived. Several cracks and areas in need of repair that have been identified as well. Also,
I was scant expecting a raccoosh party, yet this is quite the depressing presentation.
I followed Don Quixote to the halls. She appeared terribly disappointed. Ooh? 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 Hmm? Hmm? What the fuck's going on here? Warm reception. Ooh, there's gonna be a fight? What, did someone die? Who the fuck knows? Maybe fucking Catherine croaked. I don't know, man. What the hell's going on here? Two people sat by a dying hearth, surrounded by their respective posse. It was quite apparent from the way they sat opposite one another that their relationship was far from amicable. On one end was a group of people dressed in mysterious masks, surrounded by a jumpy looking man who looked like he was one little nudge away from hollering foul insults at everyone. On the other was a group of people dressed in identical uniforms. Sinclair told me that they were wearing the outfit that most manor employees wear to each other. One of them stood out. He was the only one among them in a black suit. He appeared somewhat uncomfortable. It seemed as though he was in a great deal of pain merely by being here. And between the two groups were...
Fixers! I recognize their outfits! Forsooth, they must be the fixers from the
Association. The what?
It is quite rare to even get a sight of a single
Oofy fixer.
They require at the momentous occasion even grace us with their presence!
Shh, we'll have to have time to ask for autographs later. Alright. I had to coax Don Quixote, who was practically quivering, from immediately running to them for signatures. Because we had unintentionally become the center of attention from the entire group. The center of a very negative attention. Josephine. By gum, that vagabond has returned. Bloody shame, old Wuthering Heights. Same old Josephine, huh? Look at him, strutting about like he owns the place. Huh. And sorry, I had to sneeze. If our mistress were here to witness this travesty.
어우, 조세핀 그만 좀 해.
Gosh, Josephine, that is quite enough.
신경 쓰지 마.
Don't mind her, Heathcliff.
This blessed land of Wuthering Heights, reduced to an asylum for vagrants and drifters. The mistress had been here to witness this tragic, deplorable state of affairs. There was an old woman in the room who was muttering some choice words at us while staring with eyes full of hatred. Hindley. Ah, the witless brigand? I'm quite delayed at that. Dare you show your face.
조용히 하십시오, 힌들.
Hindley, please, exercise some restraint.
히스클리프,
Heathcliff,
정말
I hardly did expect your return.
개소리를 잊지
You
못하고
have yet to let Catherine go, still. It was clear that the two had both been acquainted with Heathcliff for a while. But the nature of that acquaintance was more of a long-standing hatred stemming from the deep history of contention they had shared. One of the two was hardly hiding his hatred, allowing it to fully seize control of his words and actions, but the other one's hatred had sunk deep into his heart, boiling and writhing underneath. Right. Wasn't exactly expecting a grand welcome upon my return. But I ain't here to see your ugly mugs. It's like you always said. My base nature is just incapable of change. Heathcliff shoots back with just as much vitriol. As though he was always used to this kind of scorn and humiliation. The man in a black suit turns away, as though it would degrade him to even entertain him with an answer. But this man they called Hindley. Unscrupulous shite. You bloody animal. No, thing lesser than a savage beast. Jumped up from his seat, his face turning bright red from anger. By the looks of it, you found yourself a band of vagrants and vagabonds, just like you, hey? Wow, they really like that word. Crawling back to see if there's something worth pilfering from this place. You lot, beat his arse and teach him a lesson. Break a bone or two. No orders from boss. Shut it, I'm your boss's boss. I hired him and the rest of you. Oh, are those those dead rabbit people? The masks? I don't expect these bonehead fools to give you much trouble anyway. Head of bone? What on earth is that fellow speaking of? He's just expressing his explicit desire to get his ass beat. Well, since he asked for it. Yay! Kill someone! Kill someone! We're gonna beat the fuck out of a British person. We're gonna beat the fuck out of some British folk. Breed. Bunwee. Fucking up the bunwees.
운이 따라준다면 좋겠네요.
Casually squeezing Heathcliff to death here.
봤어요?
Thank you, Honglu. Very cool. You are the love of my life. Mwah. I am a Heathcliff and not Heathcliff, a Honglu enjoyer. I am quite the enjoyer of Honglu. Yes, yes, of course.
너무 쉽군요.
Ah, it's so hot in my room.
너무 쉽군요.
Why? I hate summer. When will it be fall again? Only thing I like about summer is swimming, but I've done that twice. I want it to be fall again so bad. Let me wear my hoodies again, please. Let me be cold. I'd rather be cold than hot, because when you're cold, you can just keep putting shit on. When you're hot, you can only get so naked before it's fucking illegal. That's what I'm saying. No one understands me. No one understands my big majestic brain. Ugh, summer. My favorite seasons are spring and fall. Mostly fall. They are the best. Summer, winter, fuck 'em. The world is awful. I'm gonna fucking blow up a park, I don't know. It's hot everywhere. All the time. At least I have air conditioning, unlike, the fucking British. Haha. Take that, Levy. Do the British have air conditioning now? Oh, that was like a thing. For some reason, people didn't. The freedom units. Kill him, Ishmael. Die already. No, I just fucked up my back. What the hell I do? Dude, I can tell in when I'm in my late 20s, early 30s, I'm gonna have fucked up bones. Maybe sooner. I'm gonna be fucked up. Good. Now I'll separate the bones from your flesh and personally introduce you to your own skull. Oh my god, Ryoshu. Twirls my hair. You don't have to. A casual yet powerful voice booms from across the hall, immediately breaking the tension in the room. I was gone for just a minute to get some water. What the hell happened here? This one's big feckin' manor, eh? Would've been faster to go bucket a cup of water from the well myself. Flirting versus sexual harassment. Boss, we have a guest. So that's the boss. Yes, executive manager. It is immediately obvious from the way he walks and from the way he carries himself that he is someone quite experienced in combat. Right on time, your lackeys are lacking. How can they let these group of no-name hooligans knock them on their arses? Come on, show them the meaning of pain. Looks like I've got to give my men some proper demonstration. The boss confidently strode toward Heathcliff. Then, gave him a playful smack on the back of his head. Alright, lad. Ain't the first thing to do when crawling back to your neighborhood to give a quick hello to your dear old boss. Where'd you leave your manners? Huh? Oh, so this was a syndicate, huh? Hey lot, wipe that stupefied look from your faces and bow before him. Come on, hurry up. Show some bloody respect. What? No, it can't be. The man waded past both the aftermath of the brawl and the heavy tension that filled the manor like he was out on a stroll. He just walked into the middle of it all and put his arm around Heathcliff's shoulder. It was the kind of friendly gesture that only someone who's known Heathcliff for a long, long time could do. Huh? Huh? It's Heathcliff's rabbit boyfriend. How many exes does this guy got?
언제 다 해치웠담? 이제 가도 되죠?
Catherine. Where is she? I gotta know. Okay, we can't end till we figure out where the fuck she is.
형님?
Boss? Matthew?
Pride 1, Pride 1, Pride 1.
Gay? Homosexual? Homosexual? There's no way. Thank you for the bits, Tetsumega. It's still not working where you should be able to, like... Or when you give bits, it should throw something at me. But you know what? There you go. There you go. Do you know, for the little, like, tits thing, the thing that throws stuff at you, you can, like, get 3D models imported into it? Dude, can you imagine? Hold up. I'm cooking something up there. Boss? Matthew? Right on, you muppet. What? You've been gone for so long that people don't even recognize the infamous Mad Coney. Mad Coney? You've known that vagrant for long? Haven't you told me so? Well, I'd hardly imagine you'd be interested in hear about every little friend I made back when we were just another gang rolling the sweaty, muddy streets. Boss, why are you working with this blighter? Wait, no. But that mask, those rabbit ears. Wait, you're still with our dead rabbits? Yeah, we've changed a tad, eh? Remember, lad, back in the day, all we needed to crack some Addams family heads was some tattered scarf around one arm and bottles of beer on tab. We even named one of them beers after you, didn't we? The pub that used to sell the beer closed shop a few weeks ago. They got much business around with that dreadful rumor keeping everyone home nowadays. What? The Wolf's Fall closed? Bloody hell. Oh, I suppose I'm leaving you all out of the loop, eh? Well, allow me to introduce the fucking British people and their slang. He was a boss of the old syndicate I used to run with. You know, friends of yours, eh? Joined some posh proper company after running out on us out of nowhere, did you? Well, things just worked out that way. All them lads and lasses your lackeys. Blimey, you got a walking timepiece with you too. You daft bastard, you've certainly moved up in the world, eh? Lackeys. Ishmael glared at Heathcliff with a look that could kill. But she decided to hold her silence and merely shook her head in disbelief. She probably decided that it was not worth the trouble. Hey, is that the missus, too? So, what's up with the masks, boss? What, is it odd? Trends change with the time, lad. The time for scarves with rabbit embroidery is long past. Is that so? Looks a bit course not. What do you think we are? The dead rabbits ain't a bookish rabble that follows the coattails of some naff trend. You've really not once returned to this place since you left, have you?
이 저택을
No, when I left this manor, and eventually the dead rabbits, I made a promise to myself that I'd not return.
다시는
Not even a step closer to this place till I've made something of myself. Not until I can return as a successful man. Well, you've always hated this place, even when you were one of us. I've got news for you, Heathcliff. No longer the same lowly backstreets gang you're familiar with. I suppose you've also moved up in the world. Someone from the Ring had been keeping their eyes on us, plucked us right off the streets and into their fold. We're bigger now. We're one of the up-and-coming syndicates. The Ring? One of the fingers? Must be the Falvists of the Ring, then. They're the only ones who'd outfit their underlings with these cheap, tacky animal masks.
그럼 형님이
And you're... Yeah, you little shite. Top boss of the dead rabbits now.
형님
Boss.
우리가 마시던
Remember what you used to say when we've each filled up with more than 3 bottles of beer? What, we drank was some lousy beer made from halfway rotten wheat, Heathcliff. Well, that I remember come the next morning was a pounding headache with the light feeling of our emptied pockets.
형님 밑에 있는
You used to tell me that it hurt like hell every time one of your own men came back to us hurt, even the recruits.
어디서 얻어맞고 오면
Like
자신이 맞은 것처럼 아프고
they hurt not just any underling, but an extension of you.
형님이 언젠간
I knew you'd make it
정말
big one
잘될
day,
거라고
boss.
생각했어.
Wow. Suppose drunk me knew how to wax poetic.
역시 매추 형님이 맞구나.
I knew it was you, Matthew.
가면을 쓰고 있어서
Mask threw me
그런지
off
다른 사람인
for a
줄
moment,
알았어.
boss. What a sorry sight this is. I'm gonna kill this guy. I sincerely apologize to you two sweethearts for crushing your tearful reunion. But the point is, you were wandering the streets, wasting away the best years of your life on the road. Matt's made something of himself, which is why I hired him as my bodyguard, you hear me? Not like you and your merry band of no-name, second-rate hooligans. I'll have you know! Ishmael's at least a first-rate hooligan! The other ones I don't know about. Think of more than a few sinners who would have gotten angry enough to brandish their weapons at such an insult. But they all seem to remember that responding to such insults with violence only begot pointless turmoil. So instead, they all began sighing heavy in an attempt to vent some of their pent-up anger. Hindley, you seem to be sorely mistaken. This isn't the same winter you thrashed me, treated me like an indentured servant, and abused me like a hound. I won't deny that I spent many days and nights imagining tearing that foul tongue out from your gob. But Heathcliff glanced briefly in our direction. Even a poor sod like myself found a place to belong, went on adventures to places you couldn't even imagine. Learned a thing or two from him. So I just feel bad for you, mate. What? Because you really haven't changed one bit. Besides, the hell is that rag you're wearing? You look more like a drifting vagabond than I do. What? What? You insolent fool! The man's been saying some pretty nasty stuff about us. But he doesn't even look like someone that's worth arguing with. Absolutely cooked. Dude, he's about to get all 13 sinners roasting their ass. I can... Without a doubt, I bet you Hong Lu could deliver the most fucking horrific, just want to kill yourself roast possible in his just weird way of speaking. Mate, did you even check yourself in the mirror in the last week? Can't bear to look at you so down in the dumps, Hindley. Of course, we had no way of knowing what Hindley looked like in the past, but we could pretty easily tell that he was far from the most stable person in the room. If Dawn roasts you, then you know you messed up. You doth look like a fucking cunt! I don't know. You fucking bastard. Now, Mr. Hindley. Why don't you seat yourself on this sofa and calm down? Be more considerate of our boy standing in that corner watching the whole thing go down, huh? I don't even get these comfy-looking leather sofas. Hindley grumbled for a moment before slumping down on a sofa. And even that simple action was stumbling and pathetic. See what happened? He let the alcohol consume him, and not the other way around. Fell into a big, nasty barrel with no way out. Seen the same look on some sailors, failing to pull themselves out of that habit and lead them straight into the merciless maws of the lake. Not even a trace of them would be left. Well, this man's still my client. Mr. Hindley hired me for some job, which is why I'm here at Wuthering Heights. Job? Catherine's hosting this banquet, ain't she? kind of job could possibly need the dead rabbits help here? What? Huh, a banquet. Well, I suppose there is that one thing that hasn't changed with time. It's that witless, useless idiot brain of yours, you absolute dullard.
인들리
Hindley,
제발
please, cease this at once. I implore you.
내 저택에서
I do not wish to see my manner sullied by such foul obscenities.
네 저택이 아니라
This is not your home, Linton. It's mine. It's my manor.
네가 가짜
You're the one who sullied this noble Wuthering Heights, my birthright bestowed upon me by my father, by taking it from me by means of trickery.
네놈의 그 에드가라는
Was your own family manor too small for you, Linton Edgar? Your oh so noble Edgar family.
에드가 가문?
Edgar family?
소리 지르고
The
때를
time for whining, crying, throwing a tantrum to get what you want is long past. Cough.
금방이라도
Old words for some milksop. What? Milksop? Okay. He's about to choke himself to death on air.
힐리 씨, 물러나십시오.
Please maintain your distance, Mr. Hindley.
개만도 못
See mongrels more loyal than you lot. Was your master only a few years ago? Have you cast aside your memories as well when you did your loyalty?
그만하세요, 힌들리님.
Cease this at once, Master Hindley.
버틀러들은
The butlers have all left Hindley Earnshaw behind, as you are very aware yourself.
자, 너희들도
And you too,
이
butlers.
자리에서
We don't want to make further trouble here.
알겠지?
Understood, Chief Butler Nellie. After a brief silence, Heathcliff finally brought up the question he'd been pursuing for so long.
캐서린은 어디
Nellie.
있는 거야, 넬리?
Where's Catherine?
알잖아.
You must know, Nellie, that Catherine never did like these commotions. When a guest making so much noise in her home, she won't be pleased. I suppose she never did. Been keeping my volume in check because I didn't want to offend her. It's getting harder and harder to keep it down. There was a look of unfathomable, immeasurable grief on both Linton and Nellie. Oh, she's dead. Oh, she's dead. Hindley was absent-mindedly mumbling some foul language at the ceiling. Oh, she's 6 feet under. And Heathcliff probably sensed from this ineffably dark and ominous silence that something was terribly wrong. It was setting in for us as well. After all we've been through in this journey, this kind of silence was all too familiar. Where's Catherine? Was with the dour look on everyone.
미안, 히스클리프.
I'm terribly sorry, Heathcliff.
미안하다는 말을 왜?
Why? Why are you sorry? What the hell are you sorry about? Heathcliff. I may have a correct assumption as to what this silence indicates, so I've no other choice but to tell you, as it is common courtesy to do so, but I'm very sorry to hear that.
아니,
What the fuck?
알아듣게 얘기해.
Can't you talk normally for once? I hardly know how to tell you this, but
캐서린 아가씨는
Miss Catherine
여기 없어.
isn't here anymore.
여기 없다는 게 어떤?
What do you mean she's not?
캐서린은
Catherine.
죽었다.
She's dead. Ooh. Ooh. Oh. Oh no. She's dead. Hinton looked up at Heathcliff. His eyes were bloodshot.
자네 말대로
As you said earlier,
얼굴 보는
none
것
of us are here to see each other's ugly mugs. What other reason could we have possibly reconvened like this? That can't be real. What kind of insane... Oh. Now. Fixers of the Ophi Association, who have remained silent through the entire commotion, suddenly spoke up.
약속한 시간이 다
The promised hour has come.
고인
Mr. Hindley Earnshaw, a blood relative of the deceased.
고인
Mr. Linton Edgar, the spouse of the deceased.
마지막으로
And Mr. Heathcliff, an individual mentioned by name in the will. Now that the 3 relevant parties are all present, we, as the executors of the deceased's will, may begin the ceremony. The first order of business will be the execution of Miss Catherine's will. Thus commences the solemn occasion of Miss Catherine's funeral rites. As per the deceased's wishes, we shall be read out aloud here at Miss Catherine's manor in attendance of all those present. Then,
잠깐만.
no,
너
you, Stop. Shut up for a second. Whose funeral rites? And what? What was that about her spouse? The man they called Linton rose from his seat for the first time since we arrived here. After you abandoned this place with nary a word to her, Catherine immediately turned to me. Then we married. Every waking hour we spent together were filled with happiness and joy. We were happy to the very last day, to her very last breath. Shut your stupid gob. When I set my foot in this manor, I heard her voice. I felt her presence. So what the bloody hell are you even talking about? This has to be some... Oh, these fucking bastards, they must have... It's can't. Heathcliff paused for a moment, struggling to find the words. This can't be how it ends. I'll leave a single shit coming out of your mouth until I see her body with my own eyes. Where is she? Bring her here, now! What a repulsive sight. The least you could have done was to show some proper respect for the dead. But I suppose even the bare minimum is too much to expect from someone like... I understand how you feel, Heathcliff, so please, calm yourself and take a seat. Get your hands off me. You can't just decide for me that she's dead. I don't accept any of this. Not until I see Kathy with my own... Warning. Should this interruption to the will reading continue, we may have to resort to use of force to ensure the full execution of this will. Shut up, you don't know shit, so shut your fucking mouth! Heathcliff was gasping. The sheer momentousness of the emotion overwhelmed him. It looked as though he was about to lunge at anyone who even dared to get close. Ooh. I could hardly tell whether it was sorrow or wrath. Sorrow? Like, from One Piece? Sorrow. Huh. Heathcliff, why don't you go have a look in the mirror yourself? What a pathetic mess you've become. It doesn't matter what posh garb plebs like you wrap yourselves in. That filth from your low birth sleeps right through the fabric at the slightest provocation. You'll eventually see Catherine's corpse, alright? It's all part of the funeral process, so don't be such in a hurry to get there. Can't wait to see how well she's resting after what she's done to me. Mr. Hindley Earnshaw, Mr. Heathcliff, we order that both of you immediately return to your seats. This is your final warning. Manager Esquire, let's do an Pictures of the Opie Association may even execute those involved should there be a breach of contract. I wish to see Sir Heathcliff be executed, nor do I wish to have to bet on the honorable pictures of the Opie Association. I agree with Don Quixote. There is no need for us to get involved in unnecessary conflict, but I don't think Heathcliff's gonna listen to us. I don't even know if there's anyone who could talk Heathcliff down when he's that agitated. You have refused to comply. He had no choice but to watch as victors of the Ophi Association struck Heathcliff with their weapons. He fell to his knees with a painful cry. I.S. Do speak. Not you. Speak still, your intentions notwithstanding. You, stop. All of you. Something's off about this whole thing. Would you like to speak for this individual? Oh, was that what she was gonna say? But she decided to remain silent in favor of not getting in trouble. Ha 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 ha. Right? Huh? What are you doing, BG? Or Yoshu, I understand seeing our fellow sinner get smacked around like that can be pretty aggravating, but once you get involved, peace will simply no longer be an option. You didn't know you cared so much about Heathcliff, Ryoshu. NC. What does NC mean? Ryoshu flicked her cigarette indifferently as though she was no longer interested. No comment. Yeah. Bastards. Fine, let's crack some skulls then, shall we? Heathcliff stumbled to his feet with the club in his hand, glaring at everyone that stood before him. I see that you are still refusing to comply, despite our initial attempt. Should you refuse to let go of your weapon within the next minute, we'll have no choice but to escalate our next steps. I care less about your steps. Give me Catherine. Unless you're leaving this manor alive. You lot, me, we're all going 6 feet under. Heathcliff! Shut it, Clockhead. This ain't the time to bring up shit like the company rules. Stay out of my way. And C equals no cap. Ishmael, this might be the time where you smack some sense into him. I don't have anything to say. If someone that important to me died, blinded,
소중한 사람이
deafened
죽었다는
to all
걸
reason, too.
있지, 히스.
Hey, Heath, I understand how angry and frustrated you must be, but you can't. Shut your trap. All of you, don't dare touch me unless you want your faces caved in too.
히스클리프, 한숨 자고 일어나자.
It's nap time, Heathcliff.
Oh. Whoa.
Did she just knock him out cold with her bare hands?
게다가 꿀밤
It wasn't even a
한 방으로?
punch! It was a light tap.
호흡은 정상적이다.
His breathing is stable.
뒤통수의
It appears that she gave the
위치는
nerve to the back of his head a precise focused strike, which led to his loss of consciousness.
전혀 군더더기
What a
없는
flawless execution
정도였어요.
of that move. I can certainly say that I've seen something like that before. Reminds me of my family's. Sir Heathcliff has been defeated with a single fell strike.
이 정도의 기술은 가지고
Every
있어야
self-respecting
진정한
butler has to be
통과라고
equipped
할수
with one
있죠.
such move. What other choice have we got when the child fussies and fussies for 20 hours instead of going to sleep? Forsooth! I can say with quite the confidence that I immediately slumbered to the dreamlands upon tucking in myself bed. For truth.
자인은 아니더라도
No, it was not by his own volition. We have confirmed that he is no longer in possession of a weapon and has been subdued.
잠시 진정
We will allow for a 10-minute recess to let things calm down for a moment. Then we will proceed as planned.
진행하겠습니다. 저 넬리님
Excuse me, Lady Nellie?
넬리님이라니.
Lady Nellie, there's no need for such honorifics. Please, just call me Nellie.
The
린튼이라는
contractors that Mr. Linton Edgar brought, they once worked at this manor, right?
맞아요,
Yes,
맞아요.
indeed. Some butlers from the Earnshaws, like myself, followed Miss Catherine to Master Linton's. Of course, most of Master Linton's butlers are from his own Edgar family.
그럼 린튼 씨가 명령만 내린다면
So, if he gives the order to attack us, Lady Nellie would...
그게 무슨
Oh,
말이야?
pish-posh, ridiculous!
저는
I was a butler in
캐서린님께서
direct service of
거절하였어요.
Miss Catherine.
린튼 도련님이
Young
아무리
Master Linton could
거짓말하는
plead and
걸
beg all he wants,
해도
but I won't be taking
제가
his side.
린튼 도련-
저희 근데
So,
버틀러가 정확히
what exactly are the butlers?
버틀러?
Butlers? Forsooth, I am quite well acquainted with this matter. They are.
구석에나 잡아-
House dogs on a tight leash, groveling before their masters.
누구보다
The most
믿음직스럽고
trustworthy and loyal people I've ever known, I'd say.
가문의 해결사들이요.
Fixers bound to families!
Nice. Gotcha. Some great help, you fellas.
들었어. 다들
Well, I'm glad I'm not the only one out of the loop for once.
그래도 버틀러에 대해
At least some of you know who we butlers are, but it is a rather rare occupation, so not many people even know that we exist.
Ugh.
Doesn't sound like most normal folk would have a reason to know anything about them. Unless they're in a position where they have no choice but to work in the rich folks' home.
뭐 우리 중에 해결사.
Well, one of us is quite
많이
a passionate fan of fixers.
그렇군요.
Quite. Oh, I'm very pleased to know that our dear Heathcliff has made some very intelligent friends.
Lady Nellie! I promise you that once I make my return to my bus, I shall have my hands on the butler figurine I had given up on acquiring. It shall stand tall and proud on the frontmost row of my display show. Don Quixote's eyes were practically exploding with joy at having her fixer obsession positively acknowledged and accepted for once.
버틀러들은 말이요.
Let me to explain. Butlers are fixers indeed, yet they are real. They're distinct from most fixers thou encountered thus far.
보통 해결사
Okay, I can't keep doing her voice, it's hurting too much. Fixer off refers to those who accept contracts as part of an association or an office. Alas, there exists a distinction when it comes to butlers. Butlers join families or manors to serve them, and only them on long-term contracts. Forsooth, like any other fixers, butlers may be hired by a single person to serve them, and only them as well.
가사와 전투, 돌봄
Do note that our
등의
service is not limited to
공간도
combat. We also conduct household management and care as well.
갖가지 소양을
Must be
필요한
mentioned that the proficiency in many fields is a necessity to be a respected butler. This is no easy occupation, mind you.
그런데
Yet from what I've learned,
훌륭한 건
to hire a butler is to pay an inordinate amount of salary.
맞아요.
Indeed.
고생은 많이
While
하지만
butlers are oh so busy, we are
고용가기
promised
임시
expensive
때마다
compensation at every
어마어마한
contract
보수와
extension,
연금과 같은
with stable
안정적인
bonuses such as
보수를
pensions.
보장받으니까. 명망 높은
Many famous
해결사들은
association fixtures also retire to serve as butlers as well.
버틀러로 전향하시는 분. 저는 캐서린
I was once a
아가씨의
butler in service of Miss
버틀러였고,
Catherine's family,
린튼
and was transferred to Master Linton
도련님은
Edgar's family to join their ranks when she married him.
아주 평화로운
Still, after a rather
분위기에
peaceful mutual
버틀러들의
debate,
대장격이
we came to the conclusion that I would be assuming the position of chief butler, leader of the butlers in that household.
Gotcha. Totally peaceful. Mm-hmm.
말만 들어도 정말
I'm sure it really was one peaceful transfer of power.
Oh, it is quite fascinating to imagine that even Sir Heathcliff had once been a tiny bear. How was he as a youth? He was quite the special child. I do not believe that I would become a chief butler had it not been for him. Oh, what a lovely boy he was. Lovely? Quite?
Huh? Heathcliff, lovely? Who? Alright. Okay. I have to stop here, because my throat is hurting me, but God, I want to continue so bad. Like, ooh, the ghost? No, we can't. I can't. My throat hurts. I can't do it. Motherfucker, I'm so excited. I'm so excited to continue. You know? You know? Hold on, I'm trying to see who's live, but fucking... The goddamn Twitch looks so fucking awful. I can't even... I have no idea how you even go through this. Just counter and don't read? No, I like to read. I like to read them. It's the fun part of it. Twitch mobile is so ass. It literally is. I can't ever figure it out. It's god awful. Ugh. Anyways. You can just go wherever. I'm not gonna raid anyone. I'm too lazy. Dude, I'm so excited to continue this. I'm so engrossed. We all just gotta wait and see. I don't want to have to be one cheaper behinds. I'm evil. Hold on, I gotta drink. One day I'll be able to, like... Sometimes I'm like, why the fuck? Ugh. I was like, how the fuck did I get, like, 5 hours through Ishmael's Canto, you know? Talking so much. Anyways, who knows if I'll play Limbus later this week. Might be I might end up just fucking playing it later this week at some point too, because I'm excited. Anyways, powered by the doomed Yuri narrative. You know, I played Limbus just to get to the end, where I know Otis will in fact have a wife. Has to be true. Anyways, I will see you all tomorrow. I think I'm drawing tomorrow. If not, I might play Lobotomy Corp, or I might play this again. Honestly, who the fuck knows at this point? I'm just staring at my OBS screen, and sometimes I'm like, whoa, that's weird. I have OBS and I have chat open. That's kind of strange. It's kind of strange. Anyways. Yeah, I'll see you tomorrow. I'm gonna go shower and take a fat fucking